Hello and welcome to DestiNation Paintball, the podcast show brought to you by Destiny Paintball. My name is Bebe Paxson and this is...
I'm Bebe. I'm like the mini.
The little mini Bee, you guys. So thanks for joining us. This is a podcast that we like to talk about what's happening in paintball, especially with what's happening with our youth. Totally on the rise. I called Tom Cole last year about doing a youth exhibition, and it took some finagling, but thanks to Tom and the NXL, we managed to get the youth exhibition going and totally winged it, right? And thanks to the guys that helped make that possible, including Jason Trosen. Thanks for putting up with me. And then Jennifer Montresor was there. So was Andrew Starrett from Alley Remembered. Montresor Marauders had a big hand in how things went. And so did Andy in getting some paint and things that, you know, some of the kids needed. So big shout out to those guys. And so we now have a youth division coming up at the World Cup event. And originally we're like, we'll just get 10 teams, right? Then it went to 20 teams in our division, in this youth division. And now we're thinking about opening it up to 30 teams, you guys. And that's pretty significant, especially with a 5-man format. And so hello to all of you that are joining us in internet land, people like John Atkins. Thank you. You're reporting from the UK and Great Britain. So thanks for joining us way over the pond. To Icy Cold Matt, to Terrence Tuak, to Scott McDonald, hey buddy, from the North Bay Young Guns, and also to Icy Cold Matt again. This is Matt and Mom. Hello, Matt and Mom. Hi, Jody. BJ Baldridge from Destiny Carolinas is in here. Also from North Carolina, we have Ryan Harris, and of course, our very own Destiny Mech Armies, Choppa McRoberts. We love and miss you, buddy. Can't wait to see you at World Cup, you guys. And so without further ado, we only have an hour of this. And as you can see, Bebe's being a good sister right now. And this is the wall of basic paintball stuff that we have seen Bebe kind of manage to put on herself. And she also does some, is this dressage, right, Bebe?
Yeah.
And these are a bunch of medals that just us as a family have collected over the years. And then we've got some OG jerseys. Like I know somebody wants that Mike Paxson jersey. This one's my jersey from way back in the day. I think it's only one I've made because it's green. And so, yes, this right here is something that everybody is going to hope to see on their necks at the 2022 World Cup event. So we're going to open it up to none other than Mark Gong's son's team. And I'm going to add Gage Wiki. I'm going to add Izzy or Isabel. And is there anybody else in here in the stream that is also from the Hermans? Is Michael Baird from the Hermans too, you guys? Izzy or Gage? Okay, let me add him. I love StreamYard. It makes it. Hi, Michael.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Hi, Mike.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Izzy. Hey, Gage.
And then is Lily also from, and Sydney, are they also from the Hermans as well?
Who?
I think they're going to be standing by for the next segment because I wanted to do this where we could do this in 15-minute increments. And then if we go over, we go over. But I gave us some leeway too because we'll try to close this up at around 7:30. And then Diane, I need my phone just in case somebody tries to call me. Okay, sweetheart. So with that said, welcome you guys. And I'm going to let Michael talk first. Michael Baird, tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are. And then I'll ask the next question about the Hermans.
Well, I thought we were talking about the Hermans. Me personally, I started playing paintball in 84, 85. My dad and I and some of his work buddies formed a little team. Maybe you heard of the Iron Men. So yeah, I was a founding member of the Iron Men.
So Bob Long's Iron Men.
Yes.
Right on.
Well, no, before Bob Long's Iron Man. It was just the Iron Man. It was before Bob Long was on the team.
See, and again, this is great information because my memory fails me. I joke around and say I have the early onset of the dementia. But and I know some of the history, but yes, you're right. I know that the Ironman had that split, and it then became Bob Long's Ironman and Dave Youngblood's Ironman, correct?
Yes. Oh, yeah, it was Southern California and Bob Long's Ironman. But before that, before Bob Long was on the team, my father was the original captain of the team.
And your father's name?
Rick Baird.
Rick Baird.
Rick, yeah.
And I need to know this.
And he was an iron worker. And all of his buddies, they were union iron workers, which is where the name Ironman comes from.
Very good information. I might have learned that at one point and it left me.
Yeah, most people seemingly don't know that. Then my dad left after the 97 season, and Bobby was on the team. Bob Long was on the team, and he was just the natural leader. And he was, naturally just took over as captain at that point. And, we went on and did some pretty good things.
And so Bob Long's Ironman also had yourself on the roster.
No, I'd already left.
You had already gone.
Yeah, I had already left. I left after the 94 season, and they actually split at the World Cup in 97 is when Bob Long and the rest of the guys split.
Isn't that amazing? Well, Joshua Beeman just said Rick Baird was the original construction worker. I studied the heck out of the Ironman because I like to read everything. Well, Josh, we really appreciate the fact that, and I probably need to bring you on as my historian. But that's really good information because now we have the Hermans. And so the Hermans basically is a shoot off of what the Bob Long Ironman, or even your part, Baird, Mike Baird.
Yeah. If you look at the logo, I'm sorry, my dog's whining at me. If you look at the logo for the Hermans, it's actually the old Ironman logo. We just changed the wording on it. Instead of saying Ironman, it says the Hermans. We dropped the SKW off at the bottom, and it says California. So but it is the same logo, which was actually hand drawn by my dad.
It's such an honor to have you on the show and for you to tell us that information. Thank you so much. And so now we have the kids.
Now we have the kids, and it started. Gage is my grandson. So Gage is actually a 4th generation paintball player, which is not very common. Because my dad and me and my son Brandon plays, and then Gage. But Gage isn't my son's son. He's my daughter's son. But still 4th generation paintball player.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And actual tournament player, not just, walk on. He plays tournaments. So yeah, he's 4th generation. But Mark Gong he had his boys playing and one of their schoolmates, and Gage started to play. And so Mark wanted to get the kids together and develop a program or a kids team. And Mark Jr. wanted to be called the Ironman. I said, no, we're not going to do that. But it was my idea to call them the Hermans, because Herman is actually the name of the skull on the patch.
I was wondering where the name Hermans came from.
Yeah, so it's actually the name of the skull is Herman. So that's why we're the Hermans.
Oh, that is so interesting. Now, Mark Gong is trying to get on right now, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. And so, Mark, if you want to just go back into the Mark, Brittany, Michael group chat, and I think that's the link that you guys used to get inside of here, and it worked fine, right?
Yes.
And also StreamYard is what we use. And I highly recommend every single paintball organization to start a podcast, because the more that we have, the better. And the more that we can get the good news out about paintball. And so the more, the merrier. But with that said, Mark, try that link again. And I really don't know what to say. I wish I had a tech, and I wish I had a producer too, but I'm multitasking and doing it all. So if I seem a little cray-cray, I am. Well, Mike, I'm sure we've met before, and if we did, I apologize. Again, I joke and say,
who doesn't know your husband?
I know, right? So, Mike Paxson.
Right, yeah.
Exactly. I used to get mad when people used to go, "Oh, you're Mike's wife."
Hey, trust me, I get that with my son Brandon.
Right.
My son plays in the DMG camp, and he's made a real name for himself locally, in Northern California. And it used to be, oh, he's Mike's son, and now it's like, oh, you're Brandon's father. Yeah, I'm, and soon I'm going to be, oh, you're Gage's grandfather.
Right on. Well, I want to get to the kids now, and so
yeah, absolutely. I was just here to answer questions, stuff that you
how
need
is it that you're a 4th generation family member playing paintball, And so I'm going to let you take over, Bebe, and ask him some questions.
All right. If I mess up, don't judge me. All right. Here we go. Are you ready? You ready to answer some questions? All right. So, how old are you?
12 years old.
12 when you're playing. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's crazy. What about what was your first ever memory of ever like playing paintball or like knowing what the sport was?
I remember going out into the backyard with my uncle and shooting at like trees and stuff with his paintball gun.
Oh my gosh, I remember doing that too. Okay, that's so cool. All right. What was your first like experience and how did you feel when you were like first playing?
Like your first paintball game?
Yeah.
I felt really, really nervous.
Right. What do you love about paintball? Like, what's your favorite thing?
I like the adrenaline. Like when you're playing the adrenaline.
Oh yeah, for sure. Does your friends know about like you playing paintball?
Yeah, a lot of my friends know. Some of them tease me about it, but some of them love it and they wish they could play.
Oh, that's awesome. What's like? Do you think you're gonna be playing paintball for the like next 5 years? Like, is that what you see in the future?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Well, those are really good questions, Bea. And these are some of the same questions that we'll probably ask Izzy as well. So why don't you go ahead and talk to Izzy a little bit and kind of get some detail about her?
I like it's so crazy. I don't even know who these people are, but they like look so cool.
That's why we do interviews.
I didn't even know that there was any other girls that were in the youth division. So I'm pretty happy that Izzy's here and like Lily and Cindy, I think.
Yeah, and wait till you see who else is coming in too, because we have the Montrester Marauders coming in. And I think they have almost like 4 girls that are going to be on.
Oh my goodness, this is so much fun.
This is so cool.
Okay, all right, I'm going to ask you like the same things, Izzy. How old are you?
You're
muted.
Sorry.
I'm 15.
Nice. Okay. What was the first memory of you ever playing paintball?
So it was about last April, and the thing is, my sister used to play like back in like 2004-ish. She played like tournaments with a lot of people. She played a tournament with Allison Young, coach of the Sac Diamonds. And so we have like a bunch of like old gear and stuff. I still like to wear her clothes. She has like an old Carnage jersey that I like to wear a lot. And we dug out our 205. No, we dug out our 305 Eclipse Egos and took them out to Fairfield Extreme. And they were old. The batteries were almost dead, and the D10s had gotten all melted, so they didn't shoot right. But
that's awesome.
But we played some rec ball for the day and had a lot of fun. And then the next week we go to my dad's like favorite field, which is the Midway in Vacaville, because we've known the owners for a long time. And I walk up to the counter and Holly goes, "Oh my God, you look like Rebecca," which is my sister.
Oh, that's so
cute.
It's
another family affair where you guys go and play paintball as a family. And so Mark Gong is now joining us. And thank you so much, Mark, for setting all this up for us to be able to interview you guys, learn some history too. I probably learned it at some point. And I always joke, like you said, every time you talk to me, you're like, "Bea, you're so overwhelmed." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm burning brain cells for sure."
Thank you, Bea.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Happy to be here.
And so you've done an outstanding job. The growth of the Hermans is humongous, and we definitely caught the wave. It feels like it did in 2001 when we saw this rise in paintball, and literally rode that probably up until 2007. And I feel like with this youth surge, it's probably going to be the same thing. And it's really important for us as parents, right, to kind of pass this torch. So how do you feel about that?
You know, it's quite a ride that we're going through. Just seeing where paintball was in the 90s and how it's being recreated through our kids is kind of special for Michael and I. We've seen the mecca of paintball happen in the Greater Bay Area for a long time in Northern California. and we're seeing it again with the youth paintball in Northern California. There's just a tremendous amount of teams up here. In the beginning, it was just the Hermans. Now we could probably count 4 or 5 different teams out of Northern California that play, and this is awesome. This is what we wanted, a
Absolutely.
platform for kids to play.
And and this is honestly a first because, or unless you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember seeing a lot of youth teams back in the early 2000s. I got introduced to paintball because of the Adamsons in 1999, and I really don't remember seeing a lot of little kids running around. And I know that we tried to have a market for making paintball gear for smaller sized humans, but never to what we're seeing now. I mean, do you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, paintball, the industry has to really take notice right now that youth paintball is on the rise. I mean, let's look at it. 21 teams have signed up for the World Cup. Out of 21 teams, there's only 2 teams that haven't paid yet. What does that tell you about youth paintball? It's on the rise in America.
It's on the rise.
This is for the better good of everybody. It's for the better good of the sport, the future, and this is securing our future today, basically.
Absolutely. Well, now I'm going to take it back to the kids and Gage or Izzy, you can just, talk whenever you want and feel compelled. But as you guys are leading to World Cup, what are some of the things that you guys are doing to prepare for that Floridian exploration? Like you guys are having lots of practices, I'm assuming. And both you guys are going to be rostered on the Hermans, right? How many Hermans teams do we have going to World Cup, Mark and Michael?
So we're not going in as the Hermans. We have the West Coast AllStars. We have 3 West Coast All-Star teams, and it'll consist of 5 Hermans going. So we're scattered amongst the 3 teams.
I love that you guys did that. And again, I'm a huge proponent for collaborations, and for you guys to come together and do something like the West Coast All-Stars is great representation. And so kudos to you guys for doing that. And so then as those 5 Hermans, then I'm assuming, are getting together, and what field do you guys practice at most of the time?
We're at various fields now. I mean, we used to play a lot at Capitol Edge, but we've been doing a lot at Davis Paintball and Petaluma Paintball, Ryan Podesta's field. So we're all over the place depending on where we need to practice with the West Coast All-Stars. So that's been the focus of late, is getting these kids ready to play.
So Gage and Izzy, when you get to Florida, obviously you're looking forward to going to, where are we going to have it? What's that hotel called across the street when we park? Gaylord Palms. Thank you. We're going to be at Gaylord Palms again. It's very traditional for us to go to Kissimmee, Florida. But are you guys looking forward to anything else besides paintball when you go to Kissimmee?
I'm looking forward to play.
Just playing. You're just focused on the paintball. Me, I want to go to see Harry Potter.
My sister lives in Florida, so I'm excited to see her.
Your sister lives in Florida, right on. And then maybe, I know, Mark, we talked about maybe the kids all going to Universal or to Disney. And so hopefully we could kind of figure out something like that where we can all go together. And then even maybe, I want to bring in Jen Montresor too, I think next, right before we segue into talking with the Montresor Marauders. But Jennifer spearheaded a lot of this as we opened up the door to talk to Tom Cole. And so I want to kind of bring her in here shortly. But before I do, is there anything that you guys are doing to fundraise that you want to let everybody know about that you need any help with?
So
we
ahead,
pretty much have our fundraising over. We were fundraising for a while with different raffles and shirt sale. Sorry, my dog, and shirt sales. But at this point we're done because it's so close to the World Cup now. We've ended our fundraising.
Okay. Well, that's good too. And I talked to Thomas Taylor earlier today. We were going to try to get Keith on. I said, let's save that for another show. So what we're going to do is every week leading to World Cup, and you guys are more than welcome to come on too if you have anything to share or if you have any things that you want to talk about. But we're going to have Thomas Taylor on, and he's actually doing a fundraiser that ends next week. And I'll be bringing that up at the end of the show. So with that said,
great fundraiser that he's doing.
I know. And so do you know a little bit about it? Can you share with us? Because I have to go to a screen to do that. But if you know about it, tell us all about it.
Sure. So he's teaming up with Ryan Padillo, I think that's his name, with the Paintball Trading Card Company. So they're going to sell packets for $20, and all the after all the costs are covered, the proceeds will all go towards Thomas Taylor's Infamous Kids.
Isn't that cool? I want to cry.
So buy
Because-
those trading cards, buy packets of it.
Buy the trading cards because we're going to buy some too. But to see all of our friends and their kids play, I mean, I asked the question earlier about, what pro players or former pros do you know that have children, right? And Mike Baird, you can speak to that, right? You're part of that question. But Steve Rabikoff is one. Look at Justin Rabikoff,
Yeah,
right, and his
definitely.
other son. Also, Todd and Tammy, their kids played, but mostly Tia's playing, and she's going to be playing with the Femmes, and I know
Wow.
she's doing 3-man, but she hasn't joined the WNXL roster just yet.
She is.
Was she on the field?
I'm pretty sure she is.
Yeah.
Joining it, though. for
Right
sure.
on, right on.
Yeah.
And so who are some folks that you guys know that are former or current pros that have children playing too? Mark Gong, you are one.
So let's just start with the Ironman. Okay, we have Dirk Gadberry. His
Yeah.
son Dylan plays. We have Jamie Canavero. His son Garrett plays. Okay.
Mhm.
Who else do we have, Mike? We got a bunch of guys.
The father and son. Well, look, let's go back old school and let's talk about Bob Long and Zach Long. They
That's
played.
right.
Zach played together. Or before that, my dad and I. Before
That's
Bob and
right.
Zach. Zach was a little kid when we picked Bobby up on the team, and so literally Zach grew up coming to Ironman practices. Then as he got older, he started to play but yeah, I mean Zach was a hell of a player, playing on Bob Long's Ironman and on Oakland Assassins. So
I
the two
adore
of
it.
them.
And I'm so thankful that we're seeing this surge. Like I said, I know Rocky's kid, Rocky Cagnoni, played for a second. And we always see Little Rock whenever we go back to Florida. But at any rate, thank you all for being on the show and for telling us your story. And if people want to know more about the Hermans, where can they go to see it?
You could either visit our Facebook page at the Hermans, or we have a website. It's www.thehermanspaintball.org.
Excellent. Well, thank you all for joining us, and stay on just for one more moment before I start saying goodbye to everybody. But before we go, I'm going to say, I'm going to do what Fred Schultz does. And Fred, shout out to you and to Steve McGuire too. Behind the Mask, Behind the Bunker, all the podcast shows are so inspirational for us. And so we're like, we're going to give it a try too. And so big shout out to every one of you guys. But I'm going to bring in Jennifer Montresor now. Hello, Jennifer Montresor. How are you?
Hey, how are you guys?
Doing
We're
well.
doing
Denver.
good. And
I
so
hope you're staying safe, Jennifer.
We left Tampa. We're up in the Panhandle. It's gorgeous here. Absolutely gorgeous. We're very lucky. You guys could, if you're saying prayers, please pray for the people in Florida. It's very devastating.
yeah, see, and my brother, I texted him. He's in Fort Myers, and
Is he
so
safe?
and he's safe. I keep texting him, and he keeps sending me, "We're good, we're good." And we've been in Florida, gosh, since she was born, and I was there since 1984. And so we're very familiar with the situation, and so I'm glad you're safe. But you and Mark also talked a lot about this idea of doing this youth division, and we kind of had our reservations at first. And then, it took a little bit for you to even warm up to it, right? Because we were doing the youth exhibition. You're like, I don't know, because I want this to be affordable for the kids. And so you managed to make it very affordable. And so that's what I really want to touch on, because through the circular community that we have, like with people at Alley Remember and et cetera, and with the powers that be that you guys have, created 501c3s and even gotten some funding for our children to be able to play. So tell us a little bit about the beginning of kind of approaching this with Tom.
It began back in 2021 at the ICC. We had 5-man openings, and we went through our wait list, and I didn't want those spots to go empty. So I said, let's just let the kids play. And we went through scenarios of Dave Cook was going to be our coach, and we were going to recruit and have turnout. Well, with COVID, so that didn't work. So we had Russell Jackson lined up 3 captain teams for me to talk to, and we talked to them. And I talked with Charles. I actually turned Charles down, and I went. I know, and I went with James Graley with Jen's Young Guns because James had 3 young men on the U.S. team. My purpose was to show that kids could play. So yeah, we stacked the deck. This team that James brought was phenomenal. They placed middle of the pack. They did not place at the end. Jen's Young Guns, which is another story. Charles brought a team, Montresor Marauders. They did not place at the bottom either. They actually beat 5 other adult men's teams. That was the mark saying the kids can play. And then B, you had an exhibition 3 months later, and it was like, this you lit me on fire. I've got to get these kids involved. And then I started chasing Tom around, Tom Cole, back in February when he came out to Florida. I had this really, really long proposal. Mark helped me, Charles helped me, and game on. I was chasing him everywhere. And Mr. Cole is so sweet. He never says no. He says, let me think about it.
Right. And I appreciate that about him.
That's a yes to me.
That is.
Mark Gong is phenomenal. Him and Charles. I mean, you can't ask for any better representation. These guys have been in paintball, 30? They don't even look 30. 30 some odd years. So we had wonderful resources. And then we started spreading out. We formed a committee. And now there's 18, 20 people on that committee.
I love it. Well, I'm going to say a goodbye to Gage and Izzy because we have 10 people in our green room right now. And so now we're going to segue from the wonderful Hermans. And I just want to say, Gage and Izzy, thank you both so much for your participation. I hope you guys are going to be on the show 10 years from now. And we're going to revisit this show and talk about what you're doing from now until the future. So thanks to both of you guys. Is there anything you want to say a hello to anybody on your teams or anybody that's watching?
Nope.
All right. Nope. I love it. Well, thanks again, you guys. And we look forward to seeing you at World Cup. Yeah. So see you later, Gage.
Good job, kids.
Thank you, Izzy. Good job. And so now to the adults and kind of answering some questions real quick about the format. And Andy Starr just helped us out with one of the questions that one of the guests had in our comments. And Josh Beeman asked, how is the youth division different from adults? Do they shoot a lower FPS or BPS, or is there simply an age cap and nothing more? And so Andy answered, this will be NXL rules with 10 to 15-year-olds only in D5 and D6 divisions. And that is correct, right, Jennifer and Mark?
Well, no.
Okay.
Our goal is to get every youth involved. Let's find a place for them to be. There are some 16-year-olds that have only been playing a year. Some that have been playing less. We're fitting them in. And especially if we have to fill team rosters. And if we're going to cap at 20. We are now at 36. There is such an interest.
So
I'm going to cry.
It is the largest division at the World Cup.
Correct.
The largest? Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yes.
The largest.
So we're trying to actively recruit. If we can get more teams, we will be the largest.
You guys, I just got goosebumps and I want to cry. I'm so thankful. And I have to mention Tim. Tim's my hero, and that's why he's on all of our Destiny jerseys. So inspirational, and I adore you. I call you the mother of the savior of paintball. And I really do. So Tim was always that guy that always had time for everybody. And he was very communicative and never turned down anyone for the most part. And if he did, he found a way to make you happy, And so with the Montresor Marauders being his legacy and with you keeping him alive through this team, I just want to say thanks to you for just being the cool mom that you are. Thank you so much.
I want to thank everybody around me because we all do it together. You know, Mark is doing the same thing that we're doing on the East Coast. He's been doing it on the West Coast, and then you're doing it in Montana, and you're doing it with Destiny. It takes a village. Everybody is
takes a
working
village.
together.
It really does. Mike, it was such a pleasure to talk to you again, and thank you for the refresher. And I'm going to ingrain it in my brain and make sure that she doesn't forget. But what a legacy that you have you've been building and you still continue to do. And so we owe you a great debt of thanks. So thank you so much. And
it's my pleasure. And thanks for having me on, B.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
Good job, Bebe.
Oh, thank you.
And Mark Gong, you already know how I feel about you. I feel like working together makes this paintball community much stronger. And I think just through our example, all of us in this room right now, hopefully people will catch on and realize that it just things work better when you work together and collaborate and just make our pie bigger versus just our slice, right?
Absolutely. We all rise together with the tides. We all have to remember that.
We had our little group, right? The Hermans that we started, and seeing more youth teams or youth programs popping up all over the country. It's exciting. It really is.
It's so
and
cool.
What you're doing with the Destiny and what you've done, you know, we could all take a page out of the Destiny handbook on how to grow a program. I mean, the way you've really reached out nationwide.
Thank you.
Worldwide, not nationwide, worldwide.
I come up with I have these moments of like, oh, that's a good idea. I just don't know how to execute. You guys are the peeps that actually executed it a lot better than what we were able to do, just because we're in a smaller town in Montana. Yeah. But I believe that, you know, Bebe really wants to take this to the next level. And so that really gives me motivation, you know, to stay involved, because it's real easy to escape in the mountains of Montana. Trust me, when you guys come visit, you'll understand why. Yeah.
So Bea, I just want to say something really quick.
Okay.
Michael and I, we're the face of the Hermans. The real true person that runs the Hermans, the brainchild of this whole thing, is my wife, Lily.
Thank you, Lily. You are the best husband ever. And wow. Thank you, Lily, and then to you, Mark.
We couldn't have done half of what we've done without Lily behind the scenes.
Awesome.
You know, really doing everything we need on from the legal end of it to our website. And it is, she's the brain behind it. She really is.
Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Mark. And thank you, Mike. Jen, you're going to stay in with me. And Mark and Mike, I'll see you guys at World Cup.
We'll see you there. Hey, have a
great. Thank you, Mark.
Great job,
Thank you, Michael.
Bye, Jen.
Bye.
They're
incredible, guys.
Oh, they're incredible guys.
Oh, they're so cool. And like I said, Jen, like I'm trying not to get emotional, but this is fantastic. And this is definitely part of the bigger picture, isn't it?
It is. It's a bigger picture, but it's all the little pieces coming together.
It is. Well, I think what we're going to add now is Lily, right?
Oh, Lily.
Let's add Lily. And then Sydney, I believe she's on the Montressors as well.
Yeah. Oh,
and let's see who else is in here. Alexis.
Oh, my Princess Warrior. She was my first female.
Yay! Oh. Well, we are so thankful that you guys are in here. And this is Bebe. Bebe, everybody.
Hi.
Well, do you want to ask him any questions?
Yeah, let's ask some questions. I want to go with Lily or Sydney. I'll go with Aliyah, right? Alexia.
Alexis.
Sorry.
Is it Alexis?
Yeah, it's Alexis.
Alexis. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. My bad.
It's fine.
What introduced you to paintball?
What introduced me was my dad.
Your dad, okay.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
I'm 14.
14, okay. What was your best memory of paintball? Like your first memory?
My best memory was my first ICC. It was so much fun.
And then What did you feel like when you were like first playing an ever like first competitive tournament?
It was difficult because it's like I was playing with people I had no idea. And it was really fun though. I had a lot of fun.
Awesome. That's good. That's good. What do you love most about playing paintball?
The thing I love the most is my teammates.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that. That's awesome. How about you, Lily? How old are you?
I'm 11.
11. Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh. This is awesome.
Sorry. What first introduced you to paintball?
My dad.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, it's mostly dads.
Paintball dads are the best.
What was your best memory?
My best memory of paintball was NXL.
NXL.
My
Yeah.
first NXL.
Oh, that's awesome. How did you feel first ever playing that first tournament?
My first tournament was that NXL, and I was actually very nervous.
Yeah, I
Because
was.
playing against like people like way older than me, and I just started playing.
Yeah, right. What do you love most about paintball?
My teammates and everyone basically in paintball.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that. That's so cool. Do your friends at school know about like
What you do?
playing paintball?
Yes.
Really? What do they think about it?
They think it's actually pretty cool. Some of my friends actually plays paintball.
Oh, that's so cool. All right.
And are they all 11 years old too, or are they kind of a plethora of different ages?
One of them is different age, but the rest of my friends are my age.
Awesome. That's cool.
Awesome.
That's cool. All right, Sydney. How old are you?
Today I'm 13, but tomorrow I turn 14.
Happy birthday to you.
Awesome. That's so cool. All right.
14. Oh my gosh.
So, who introduced you to paintball?
My dad for sure.
That's cool. That's cool. First or best memory?
My best one was probably last weekend when I bunkered brother and boyfriend at the same time.
Oh, that's dope. I like that. That's so
Yes.
cool. How did you feel ever playing your first competitive tournament?
I was very nervous and anxious. Very anxious.
Oh yeah. What do you love about paintball?
The people and just the environment is like always nice. Nobody ever like really gets on your nerves like other sports or
Right.
So,
Right. What about your friends? Like knowing about paintball and you playing?
pretty much all my friends know, and they are all always like, how can you deal with that? Does it hurt? Like they ask all these questions. I'm like,
Right. Yeah. Everyone says that in paintball. They're like, oh my gosh, paintball's hurt. And I'm like, dude, we
but
get
then-
shot so many times.
it grows on you after a while.
Oh yeah.
Now, is Jasmine also on the Marauders?
Yes.
I'm going to add her to the stream. Hi, Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine.
Welcome. You figured it out. And we also have, I've got Dominic in here. Is Dominic on them, or is he waiting to be with the North Bay guys?
No, Dom's ours. It's
Dom's
Dom is-
ours. All right, we're
his
adding
brother.
Mr. Dom. Dom, the Dominic. Dominic, you are minority. Finally, it's female dominated inside of here. And so welcome to the show. And I'm really proud of the girls, especially because it is obviously, like I said, very male dominated. And you guys, you're not intimidated, or are you? Tell me a little bit about that. And I'll start with Miss Sydney, because I think are you the oldest one in here, Sydney? Are you 14? Is anybody else older than 14?
Alexis older than me.
Alexis, you're 15?
I'm already 14.
Oh, you're already 14. So I know and I know this sounds weird, but when Bebe hit 11, she also hit puberty. And and for some reason, I'm just saying, for some reason, she wasn't as scared. But before, she only wanted to be on the sidelines. I think one time I was playing and I accidentally shot her when she was reffing, and she was probably like 8 maybe, and she was terrified to play. But the moment that she then hit the 11-year-old mark, she was like, "Oh, that's not too bad." And it was almost like she turned into a nice clone of both Mike and I, because now when she gets hit, it's actually fuel for her fire. Like, "Oh, I made a mistake and I'm mad at myself and I'm not going to make that mistake twice." You know what I'm saying? So there's something to say about that transition as you guys, become women, so to speak, or young women. So is that kind of the same for you guys? Like, now that you're older and you've been doing this at your age, do you feel like it's less scary than if you were to do it at 9 or 10 years old?
For me, I was always around it, so it didn't scare me as much. And like getting shot, it didn't bother me because I have a high pain tolerance.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's cool.
That is cool. All right. Well, that's good to know. And so, Jasmine, we're going to talk to you a little bit and get to know you a little. So what kind of questions do you have for her?
Jasmine, it's like the OG question. How old are you?
I'm 12.
You're 12?
Ooh,
Okay,
girl.
That's cool. Who introduced you to paintball?
My brothers and my dad.
Oh, that's cool. How old are your brothers?
One of my brothers is 16 and the other one is 14.
Awesome. What was your favorite memory? Like best memory, favorite memory?
When one of my brothers shot me in the butt.
Oh, that darn butt shot.
Okay. What did you first experience when it was your first ever competitive tournament?
I was really nervous.
Yeah, a lot of people get nervous quick. Yeah.
I didn't know what to do because it was my first time.
Yeah. What do you love most about paintball?
That I get to shoot people.
Oh
Yeah.
That's cool.
We get to mark them with paint.
Yeah.
Your friends know about you playing paintball and everything?
Yeah, they think it's really cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
So you don't have anybody, and anybody can answer this question. So when you're at school and they're like, "Wow, what's your shirt mean?" Because I'm sure you guys wear paintball gear at school. It's like you're walking billboards. And so I encourage you guys to do that more. And then when they ask you the question, they're like, "Oh my gosh, does it hurt?" Then you say what? What do you say when they say, "Does it hurt?"
It only hurts for a couple seconds.
It only stings for a few seconds.
Depends where you get shot.
It doesn't. Yeah, it depends where you get shot.
Yeah, and if the bruise is bad, somebody will come up to me and tap my shoulder. I'm like, "Ow!" They're like,
I know, and they'll poke you on the little bruise, right? That's so great. Well, I'm going to offer an answer for you guys. And so the next time they see your paintball boo-boo, or you're wearing a cool shirt or walking around with a cool lanyard or something, have them come out with you and just say, "It doesn't hurt. You should come out and play with me sometime," and then we can really grow the sport. Don't you think that's a good answer, Miss Jen?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd like to have an all-girl team. And there's 5 girls. We're missing one.
Do I need to add her, or is we just didn't get to see her this evening?
Are we missing one? We're missing one.
What's your name? Evelyn. No.
Well, Evelina, I believe, is.
Yeah,
is
it's Evelina.
Yeah.
It's Evelina.
There you go.
There you are. Hello, Evelina.
Hi.
I know you. And you wore a Stitch headband, and you really like Haley Leva's Stitch Planet Eclipse. I think she's got an LV2, doesn't she? Yeah. Hi, sweetheart. Well, how old are you? And you go ahead and ask some questions.
Yeah. How old are you?
I am 10.
10? Wow. Are you the youngest in this team?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Who introduced you to paintball?
Steve, you want to come over here?
Yeah, sit down. Hi. Introduce yourself.
Steve.
Hey, guys.
Coach Steve.
Coach of the
Hi,
Empire
Coach
State
Steve.
Kids.
You stepped on my foot.
Wow, so you coach all these girls, don't you?
It takes me, their dads, their moms. It is not these girls. No. they're spunky. I can't do it by myself.
I hear it. Well, and so Jen and Steve, how big is the program now? Because I saw a picture where it looked like you have about 20 kids, but I think you have more.
Yeah, I think
I'm
we've got
totally
almost
blessed.
10 here in upstate New York.
Yeah.
They've got near that down in Pennsylvania and New Jersey now.
Yeah, there's two chapters.
Oh.
Steve is our coach for New York, and Charles is down in Philly. So we have 2 chapters right now.
That's brilliant. And I was just in I was at NR Paintball and we were playing over there, so I should have reached out to Charles too, and I was there. But with that said, I have family in upstate. I remember playing at Cousins Paintball. And what's freaky about that is right across the street, my cousin Kimmy lives there. Like literally my father's brother's daughter. And she would say, "Oh yeah, there's this paintball field down there," and it was Jerry Braun's, and it was a former Boy Scout field. Is that right, Steve?
That's actually, that's right.
Right. And so now, where do the Marauders practice mostly now, Jen?
There's 2. There's New York.
We play out at Capital Combat Zone in Troy, New York. New York Extreme plays there as well. My old team, Albany Power Surge, plays there as well. Great family environment. Really good field to play at.
And then where does Charles play with his chapter? What field does he go to?
Is he at OXCC?
That sounds about right. Yeah, he's got a big organization that he's running right there himself.
Charles is a phenomenal guy. He also runs the East Coast. Is it East Coast Paintball League?
Yeah, Misfit Toys.
He's a teacher, a science teacher. He just gives 300%. He just keeps going and going and going.
Right. And he was at the paintball extravaganza.
Yes.
And he was getting some knowledge. And I mean, he's been doing paintball for, I feel like 3 decades almost.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you so much, and Steve as well, for being the mentors that you all are. And so with that said, we're now going to segue and we're going to add just these kids right here. These guys are from North Bay Young Guns.
Oh, they're so cute.
Say hello.
How's it
Hi.
going, I'm going to
It's
squeak in
good
here for
to
a second
see
and just say hi. I'm Scott. This is Graylin, Carter, and Caden. He's our Vanna model whenever we do any shows. So I'm going to leave these 3 with y'all. I know they're in good company. We are the North Bay Young Guns.
North Bay Young Guns. Well, girls, one by one, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. So Lily, thank you for joining us. We can't wait to see you at World Cup. You're going to be there, right?
What are you doing?
And so are you all going to be playing as an all-female line in the youth division?
No.
No.
We need to have another division, I think, for the ladies, because I've always believed that having a pro, amateur, and rookie wouldn't be a bad idea. So then you guys could have, competed in the rookie. But I think the NXL's got a lot going on enough as it is with 36 freaking teams in the youth division.
Hey, B.
Yes.
That'd be great.
I think you need to just slide your roster to the side a little bit and start adding these young ladies as they age up to you.
You know what? I would love that, but I also would love to see a Marauders all-female team too. But we could collaborate.
We could do that.
We could do a Destiny/Marauders, and y'all could take BB and do something up in upstate New York, and it'll give me a reason to see my cousins again.
I would definitely like to use. Absolutely. I've been watching her too.
Awesome.
She's got your style already. So.
Yes, she does. She's actually got more of Mike in her, and somewhat of a very aggressive, more so than I think I am. I have a tendency to be like, I got shot in the pinky, I'm getting out,
Oh, no. Until the ref gets me, I'm good.
That's a Mike Paxson thing, but usually, we're trying to do the honor thing. But Lily, we're going to say goodbye to you, so I'm going to go ahead and remove you from the stream, and thank you so much for joining us, Lily.
Bye, Lily.
All right, Miss Sydney, thank you so much. We're going to see you at World Cup, right?
Yes.
Bye, Sydney.
Bye, Sydney. And then Alexis, thank you so much for joining us.
Bye. Princess Warrior.
And then Miss Jasmine, I'm going to save you for last. And actually, I'm going to say goodbye to Miss Jasmine. Thank you so much.
Hi, Jasmine.
Oh, she's so sweet.
Okay. We have 2 dogs too, you guys, so we're dog friendly.
I have a
And
cat
Evelina,
here.
we're going to let you kind of hang out a little bit. because I didn't realize that you were waiting in the green room. So I'm just going to let you kind of hang out with Bebe and me. And we're going to talk to North Bay Young Guns now. And Jen, do you mind staying on with us too?
Cool.
Sure.
You got to, because we're only going to do this for maybe another 10 more minutes. And so now here we have Evelina, a 10-year-old female paintball player. And so we've got 4 girls in here and 4 guys. So, hey,
Hi.
we're making it happen. Equal opportunity, right?
I didn't really get to ask a lot of questions to you.
To Evelina, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask some questions. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So your dad introduced you to paintball. How did you feel about like first ever playing in like competitive paintball? How did you feel?
First time I played, it was about 20 degrees outside. And first time I got shot, and it was right in the neck.
Oh, I've done that a few times. What did your friends think at school? Like, hey.
I mean, they don't really say much about it because they're kind of used to it now.
Are they?
Walk in with just random bruises on my arm.
Right on. Well, I hope you invite them to come play with you. What else you got?
What do you love about paintball the most?
I mean, like Jasmine, I like to shoot people.
Right.
Kind of.
What's your like process of preparing yourself for like a game?
I really just kind of don't think about it till I'm out there, and then I'm kind of just everywhere.
That's cool.
Do you listen to music maybe before you get on the field just so you can get some of the jitterbugs out or the butterflies?
I mean, when I go out there, I'm kind of just talking to everybody.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so I want to ask a question. So because I'm sure you've already been asked this question, but what do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh, no.
Think about that. I mean, at least maybe, or how about this? What do you think you're going to do at least between middle school and high school? Do you see yourself playing paintball throughout?
Yeah.
All right. And then is there something that intrigues you about paintball that you think you might do a job in? Are you a writer? Maybe you can write paintball articles or...
She's a people person. She'll be selling everything.
I'm a person.
See, and that's what that's what I'm getting at, because again, I really didn't push paintball on Bebe, but she's all of a sudden wanting to get into promotions and marketing. And we just went to this thing called the MAPS Media Institute, where I'm trying to teach her how to do tech, graphic design, film. And I think these are some things that will enable her to travel the world and be like the next Ryan Greenspan or the Mike Paxson or the B. Youngs. And so that's what I kind of encourage you guys to do as well. I talked to Scott McDonald, and he's got such great ideas about what he's doing with the North Bay Young Guns. And so Evelina and Jen, just stand by. And we're going to ask Caden, is it Graylin?
Yeah. Graylin,
yeah.
Carter, and Caden.
Okay, I'm going to write that down. So
Caden, I love your hair. Like, how do you do that to play? Do you just leave it out? Like,
I think you're talking because the way Caden is, I think Caden's in the center.
Caden's
and then Graylin's on the left.
No.
No.
One with the hair.
Graylin.
Caden.
Oh, you're Caden. Okay, yeah. And Carter's in the middle.
There's two young guns. There's Dom. Dom is young gun. The one that you added to the Marauders.
Oh. Okay, so Dominic, hold on.
And then there we go.
Hi. So he's also on your team on North Bay.
Yeah. And Ivan.
Hello, Dominic, and welcome to the show.
Hi. Ivan is part of the Young Guns too. Ivan.
So how old are all you guys?
I'm 14. 13.
Look at 13.
12.
And Don's just young. Okay, cool.
There's one more young gun.
Oh, there's one more? Okay, hold on.
Ivan.
And Reaper's
This-
right out there, B.
I don't think-
Is Steven is Steven part of North Bay Young Guns?
No.
Okay. And
Reaper,
then
Reaper and Ivan.
And then we also have Reaper, our paintball Reaper. And the reason why we brought him on, you guys, is because the North Bay Young Guns, I want the kids to kind of tell us the story about your mascot. You guys are trying to rename your mascot and you're doing an essay contest. Can one of you guys kind of explain the essay contest to us? Or maybe Scott can join us.
All right, hold on. Here I am. I'm right outside screen. So we have a post on our page. It's on Facebook, North Bay Young Guns, and basically we're doing a marker giveaway. And the entrant needs to be 11 years old or younger. They need to be able to write a story, put a stamp on an envelope, and address it. And then there's Ivan.
Ivan, thank
Crazy
you. We
hair day.
finally got you in here, buddy.
Hi.
Sorry about that.
And shoot us letters, and we're going to read them on the show, and we'll eventually pick a winner from some hilarious letters that we get. And yeah, we'll read those on like Tuesdays. The post on our page, it's at the featured section at the very top. And my address is right next to it.
I love that you guys are doing things like that where you involve the community and you encourage people to write essays. Like that's very noble of you because we want our kids to be able to write, tell stories. So with that said, I'm going to bring now our paintball Reaper. His full name is David Justin on Facebook. Hi, Mr. Reaper. Thank you for joining us. There he is, you guys.
Look at that.
Well, part of the reason why I wanted to bring you on was because that you do play a Reaper when you go to your big games and scenarios. But Reaper, what was your introduction to what you're doing now? Why did you start playing paintball?
I started in 2008, and my son was 10 years old, and we went to a garage sale, and we found all of this stuff, and I didn't know what it was, and we went out and played, and like the rest of you guys, you get addicted to it, and it was amazing. But I started putting different clothes on for protection, and it just became what it was. And then 2009, I got sponsored by Tippmann, and they've been flying me all over the world ever since.
So Tippmann, and then who are some of your other sponsors too? Isn't it? I don't want to say, but go ahead and share.
You mean like Gary Baum from Paintball Photography?
Yes, Gary Baum. And he also got involved because of his son too, because his son was playing paintball.
It's always that way. Wait, I gotta get that. Hold on, hang on a second.
Okay. Well, while you're getting that call, I'm gonna put you on hold. And then kids. So Bebe, ask him a few more questions since we're trying to make this about like the youth. So go ahead and talk to him a little bit.
I just wanted to say like your guys' hair is like really cool. How long it is. I really like it. It's nice.
It's very California.
Yeah, I love it. Like how do you guys like put that together? Because I mean like girls, we just put it up. Like do you guys just like leave it up?
Yeah, when you guys are playing paintball, do you guys put your hair up in a different way or do you just let it flow?
I just put on a headband.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
Just put on that headband.
What about you?
Okay, then. What do you use? I braid it. And
oh, that's dope. I like that.
Then I put a beanie on.
For sure.
Around a beanie.
Right on. And so we talked about do you guys play sports? Do you have another sport that you guys play, or is paintball it for you guys?
Just paintball.
Go ahead.
I was just saying just paintball.
I ride bikes and I also play volleyball.
Okay, so you ride bikes and also play paintball. Do you think some of that background in those sports kind of help you play paintball better, or it's kind of totally different? What's that like?
I guess it helps with exercise, but that's about it.
Right on. And so anybody can answer this question. What is it that brings you to paintball? Is it an addiction? Do you yearn to play for it? Like give me some, motivational inspiration as to why you guys really enjoy it.
Well, I went from airsoft to playing airsoft during the pandemic,
and I kind of always knew we were gonna get into paintball. And then on one of these Mondays on a holiday, Ryan Podesta invited a bunch of the Hermans and us to go play, and I borrowed my history teacher's gun, paintball gun,
No.
and that's how I started.
Wow. Well, that's pretty cool that you segued from airsoft and then came into paintball. Do you ever still play airsoft anymore?
Yeah, me and him play a lot.
Okay.
All three of us.
And what about jelly ball? Do you guys do gel ball or gel blasters or gel striking?
No.
Not really, huh?
Uh-uh.
Well, with that said, Reaper, what do you think about their essay contest? Should they keep the name the same? Like, what would you name their mascot?
I want to know why Bebe hasn't asked my age.
I know. Ask him.
Wait, what's your age? What's your age?
I just turned 61.
Shut up.
Stop it.
You do not look like you're 61.
Well, it's oil of Olay, though. You have to use it on your face. Yeah.
Oil of Olay. Yes.
But listen, you guys, there's no age in our sport, right? So
That's
it doesn't.
right.
Right. So, but anyway, yeah, listen, I just found out about their essay thing. Bob is a cool name, but Reaper is great too. I mean, there's other Reapers out there. You guys already have like the name, the Young Guns, right?
Yes.
We do.
Yeah, but okay, so then as far as the name of him, I mean, Reaper, you could call him Reaper, or you could I mean, there's Bob is, I guess, is a stand-in name, but you know what? What I'm thinking though is it should be some kind of like like scary thing. So when people know that you got coming, like Reaper is just a scary name because it means that when you see him, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? So when they realize it's too late, and they're gonna be vanquished.
What about
I like
that? What about Pennywise?
Pennywise, I like that. Very
Ooh,
good.
Pennywise is another one.
You guys are not clowns. Come on.
Yeah, you're not. they're not clowns, exactly.
But clowns will be fighting zombies soon.
Oh, really? Listen, you guys need to come with me. I'm going to Clowns versus Zombies, and Ryan Greenspan is going to be there, plus maybe some surprise guests as well. So it would be cool. It's not that expensive, and I can get you all in for free.
We're at what, next weekend?
2 weekends from now, it's Paintball Explosion.
And where is Paintball Explosion? What city? Is it in California?
No, Dundee, Illinois. It's the
wow. Dag nabbit. I wish I had $1 billion and I would pay for the kids to go there. So if there's any sponsors out there that would like to send them.
From Montana, it's pretty simple. It's just all downhill.
Right.
According to the exactly. But it would be great to have you guys. It's one of our biggest events of the year. It's like usually about 1,000 people there. So it's fun.
Oh wow.
Do you kids also play big games, or do you just strictly do tournaments?
We the biggest that we played at our local is like 8-on-8, and then we usually just play like 5-on-5s, 3-by-3s, and tournaments.
So Reaper, what do you think? Like, what kind of things can we encourage them to do to maybe give big game and scenarios a try? Why would they?
So listen, they've got an amazing location up there with Ryan Podesta. He's such a cool cat. And what you guys need to do, especially Christmas coming up, you guys need to put on like a charity event and do like a big game, all style. It doesn't matter about, it doesn't matter if it's MagFed or Speedball, whatever it is, but just do a big charity event and get your name out there. And then what you're going to do is people will come, bring a prize, and maybe they can get in for free with that, with that gift. And then turn around and give those gifts to needy kids in Petaluma. You're Petaluma, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you create this big game. Now you guys can do it. You guys can be the host of the big game. Ryan is obviously going to say yes, and you guys just get all the local people together, and then pretty soon the game's going to be out like this charity organization about Speedball. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, and it's kind of like what Jen does with the ICC and mechanical paintball. It's actually a really great idea, you guys, to have a mechanical marker in your arsenal. It's also a great idea to cross-market and kind of give yourselves an opportunity to see what the big games and scenarios are like. And so that's kind of what Reaper is saying is there's actually a whole new group of people that are so different from the tournaments, even in mechanical play too, that would love to kind of meet you guys, and then you guys can start bridging the gap because isn't some of the issues that we have had in the past, Cooper, that oh, you're a tournament paintball player, we don't like you, and we only like big gamers, right? But now you guys can be the people that change that narrative.
Right.
I think that's super important, guys. That could be a big problem with like between a ball versus pump versus mag fed, whatever. When you guys start crossing over and playing all the different games, you're going to realize that the big games are not as competitive. It's more of a family kind of get together with barbecues and everything. When you guys just are just aware, just like the NXL and that's happening, you guys know that it's super competitive and that people can be sometimes, how do I say it, not very nice to each other.
Right.
But the big games are different. The big games are just a big family to get together, and some are sitting in the parking lot, some are just hanging out, whatever. So, yeah, you know what? Talk to Ryan about putting together a Reaper Christmas or something like that for you guys.
That would be really cool. I would love to see that happen. Reaper, I'm so thankful that you joined us. You're actually in traffic. Where are you driving right now? From and going where? Home?
I pulled over. Yeah, I was from Glendale to Encino. Does that make any sense to anybody?
It does to me. Yeah, I used
That's
to
all of us.
All right, but yeah, listen, I pulled over so I don't kill anybody, and you guys. I don't know if you know, Bea is such a cool cat, and she's also in a video game with you. You guys know that?
Yeah, Greg Hastings, Tournament Paintball. You guys got to look at that too. We need beta testers.
We went out to Texas and we got into a video game together, and it's just amazing. She's a cool cat. But I've known Bea since, and she's just an amazing person. And look what she's doing. She's getting all of us together here to talk about this amazing thing of ours. So, Bea, thank you very much.
Thank you, Reaper. And so with that said, is there anything else that you want to tell these kids to give them encouragement so we can see them playing for decades to come? Anything you want to say to them before we let you go?
The biggest thing I'm going to tell you guys is just make friends, not enemies. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. Just be inclusive. Just bring people in, say, come on, try this, have a great time. And if someone bonus balls you or overshoots you, don't worry about it. Just move on. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Yeah, leave that on the field, right, Bebe? How do you feel about that? Do you get angry when you get hit on the field and you want to take it off the field too?
No, they shoot me too much. It makes me so angry. Like I can't wait to play them like next game. Anyway,
speak up a little bit.
It makes me pretty mad, like when they overshoot me. But like, I just say like, I'll just get them back later. It's not a problem.
But even like Michael gets shot up too, or he'll kind of do that as well. But when he comes off the field, doesn't Dad kind of like turn it off?
No, he doesn't even care, man. He literally will be over there having the greatest time, drinking like a Mountain Dew or something.
And so for you guys, like Ivan and Dominic, Caden, Graylin, and Carter, when you guys do experience that on the field, how do you feel when you come off the field? Do you want to like get angry, or are you just like, it's just part of the game?
Dom, you go first.
I want to go get them the next game and just go shoot them all.
I like that answer. And is that pretty much the same for you too, Ivan and Dominic? Got it. Yeah. And then now, before we conclude, North Bay Young Guns, Scott, Steve, how long have you guys been a team? Or it's Scott McDonald, right?
North Bay Young Guns started. Graylin started playing in February. Caden was playing a few months before that, I believe.
A few before October.
Basically this year, and the team formed in like April.
Right on.
Pretty cool.
We're really new to the community. I've done a lot of work to reach out and meet just a ton of folks and launch their social platform on Facebook. And we've been to 4 tournaments here in California, and these kids are soaking it up. We have a phenomenal group of parents around us. We have a phenomenal group of paintball community around us, and we're having fun.
Awesome. Well, Evelina had to leave. And so big thanks to Evelina for joining us with the Montresor Marauders. And so I want to say thanks to each and every single one of you guys. I am so excited about what's to come. 36 teams in the youth division.
Wow.
Jen, are we going to see more than 36, you think?
Well, then we'll grow it another 40. They have to
We'll
go
grow
to
to 40.
We'll just grow it.
We'll just grow it. Well, God bless all y'all. And is there anything else you want to say before we conclude?
Yes.
Go ahead, Reaper.
Scott McDonald's being humble. He didn't tell you that they've won two trophies already.
Yeah.
Scott, tell us about those wins.
Let them tell you about it.
Yeah.
Carter,
So where did you guys
Carter,
just win at?
Carter, tell them about our last trophy and where we won it at.
We won our last trophy at King of the Range, a tournament in Sacramento, and we got second place.
A tournament in Sacramento, and you won second place. How many teams are playing in that?
18. There's 18.
18.
Congratulations.
Right.
Youth division, there's 5. There's 5 in the youth.
But you still had to play against some adults too, though, to get that,
No.
earn that.
No.
Oh, it was just the kids. Okay. But
No.
still, like out of 5 teams, that's amazing.
Tell them the teams you're playing.
Ivan.
Ivan, tell them the teams we were playing against.
Your mic's muted.
Oh, I think you're muted, Ivan. That's probably my fault. Sorry, buddy.
No, it's
Oh, let me fix it. Let me fix. No, try to unmute yourself again, Ivan. Ay, Dios mío. Do you do ASL, American Sign Language? Will you tell us first, because we're having technical difficulties in hearing Ivan. Why don't you guys tell us what happened? Dominic?
Oh, the teams that we played?
Yeah.
For the 5-man or the 3-man?
3-man.
3-man, we went against the Gray Area Squids that also play with us at Playland sometimes.
Okay.
We went against the Hermans. We played the Sharks in the finals.
Wow. Are
Yeah.
things friendly in between games with those guys? Or you guys kind of keep to yourselves?
Yeah, they are very friendly.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. It's good to have that competition on the field and to still be friends off the field. And you guys can really make a difference by behaving that way. Well, that's phenomenal, you guys. Well, what's coming up next? You guys have any fundraising things that are happening that you want to make an announcement about and let people know?
We have the Bob giveaway.
Just the giveaway.
Just the giveaway.
Just the giveaway. And there's that. And what kind of paintball marker is that again?
The mini GS.
A mini GSB. That's pretty cool. Well, you should write an essay and try to win it.
11 years old or younger.
11 years old or younger. Okay.
11.
Well, where can they go to get information? Is that North Bay Young Guns on Facebook, right?
Yeah. North Bay Young Guns on Facebook.
All right, you guys. Anything else you want to say before we say goodbye?
No.
All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to say goodbye to Ivan. Sorry that the technical difficulty occurred. And we just bye, Ivan. We'll see you in Florida. And then Dominic, also, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you at World Cup.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Dom.
And to Carter in the middle, then there's Graylin on the left. Did I get that right?
Yeah, and then
Caden on the right.
I'll always
There
remember
they
him for his hair. That's what I'm gonna remember you for.
Right. So well, thank you guys for having us or being a part of the show and for also coming to Florida and to do this with us. And maybe one of these days we'll fly on over. Are we flying into Sacramento to come and play with you guys?
November 5th and 6th. We'll pay your entry and your paint.
Oh.
Yeah.
November 5th and 6th.
Stevie, tell your mom to fly you out.
Oh, snap. We got practice.
And we got
Florida.
a spot open for you. And maybe one of our OG young guns from Texas is flying out. We don't know yet, but Talon, who moved to Texas, might come out to play with us for that event.
Maybe in December we'll try to do something like that. Well, I'm sure it's past your bedtimes now, you guys. And thank you so much, Scott, for making arrangements. And to you as well, Reaper, for being with us. So I'm going to say goodbye to you guys, and we'll see you again real soon.
Thanks for letting us on the show. Bye, Reaper.
All right. Bye, you guys. Bye, North Bay Young Guns. And so now it's just us three.
Again.
Yeah.
Thank
Jen.
you, Bebe,
Thank
for
you.
being such great role models for paving the way. I'm a big fan of Bebe's. I follow her. I love how she rides horses.
Oh,
Yes.
I love it.
She's really I'm really amazed by her love for it, and so we're very appreciative, and to Grandma too, because she wants to eventually try to ride a Frisian horse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's a champion horse. So, and you're welcome to come on up, Jen. So bring
All right.
your husband and come on up and visit. We'd love to have you.
Will do. Thank you very, very much. You guys stay safe. We're going to see you at Cup.
We'll see you at Cup. Thank you so much, Jen. We love you. Bye. All right, you guys. Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for being on DestiNation Paintball. This is our podcast brought to you by Destiny Paintball. And to everybody that was on this evening, to Mark Gong and the Hermans, to Jennifer Montresor, Charles Holland, thank you so much for setting all that up with the Montresor Marauders, and Steve Ross too. And also, who are we missing? I'm in my brain fart happening. We had the Charles and Scott McDonald, North Bay Young Guns. That's the early onset of the dementia for you. All right, you guys, thanks once again for joining us. We'll see you next week, where Thomas Taylor and Keith Taylor are going to be on with Mike Paxson and Bebe, and we're going to be interviewing the infamous kids. So you guys join us next week, Wednesday nights. We do this every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m., brought to you by none other than Destiny. Thank you so much to Jessica Cortez for
I love you, Jessica.
We love you.
Mwah.
Aloha, Destiny Hawaii. Thank you so much, Beer Cats. Beer Cats, we're going to also have you guys on next week, I think. I think we should have the Destiny NOLA, Destiny Texas, AC Kids. All you guys are going to be representing Destiny Kids. So the Beer Cats, we're so thankful that we get to collaborate with you in doing that. We love you guys so much. And then, so Junior can write an essay, Mark Gone. That would be fantastic. And then Steve Ross says, grow it. So you guys are phenomenal. Thanks once again. And with that said, be sure to stay tuned. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, also on Twitch. We joined Twitch. We did it. And maybe we'll see Bebe playing video games, because she actually does that too. And any other questions that you guys have in the group chat? Thank you, Lupe, for joining us. And yes, Beer Cat says we'll make it happen. We really love that. And Destiny Nola got some Hormesis headbands, I think, from you. And so Tug Plaisance and his son Jacob, they're going to be actually coming to World Cup. I don't know much about Tug coming, because Tug's got his wife's baby coming soon out of the oven. And so thanks to Tug's mom, or Tug's wife, and Jacob's mom, for being the beautiful woman that she is, and allowing us to be a part of your life and doing this paintball stuff too. All right, you guys, that's it. That's a wrap. And thanks for joining us. My name is Bea Paxson, and this is
Bebe Paxson. So weird to say. I'm so sorry.
All right, you guys, thank you so much. Next year, we're going to be like off the chain. We're going to have like production crew and somebody helping me with commercials and stuff. With that said, check out this commercial from Planet Eclipse, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.